Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Summit 2 by G2A.com. I'm LD, your host, and it's time for Game 2 of this best of 3, the Balkan Bears Corleone against mYi Sensei. Is that their sponsor? I'm not actually sure. And, well, with that said, guys, we missed the best parts of game number 1. Hopefully everything's better. My mouse took on a mind of its own. Twitch just basically kicked me to the curb. Then Dota 2 was like, you know what, we're rejecting you as well. Come back another time. Nothing else could have gone. I mean, really, it couldn't be worse. So the good news is this time it'll be better. That's what I'm hoping anyway. The draft's underway now. Okay. Let's get our heads around this one. So in game 1, we saw a Terrorblade second stage banned. Ignored in the first phase. Now first phase banned. Death Prophet was picked up in the first phase, now ignored until the second phase, and then picked up. This time by mYi. And, well, the one thing that remains consistent here is this Legion Commander first phase ban. So I can only imagine that mYi run the hero insanely well. It's a reasonably strong... Why is this on the We Play Dota 2 ticket? Oh my god. Did I choose the wrong ticket? I think I chose the wrong ticket. Oh, I'm such a... What else can... I was looking at the top left corner up here. I'm just like, what is going on? Oh no. I feel bad now. Alright, we'll just have to have a quick remake. Alright, so anyway, Dazzle's picked up now by the Balkan Bears Corleone. Hopefully this is all going to be sorted out soon. Yeah, so, let's see. Is it really a good Shallow Grave game? Not particularly. Skywrath Mage Silence is great against Dazzle. Death Prophet sounds pretty good against him. They've burst damage after those silences. So I would say not a particularly great game. For Dazzle in that respect, the armor is the main benefit that I'm seeing here. Obviously, Weave amazing against Death Prophet's ultimate, so it's kind of an interesting Dazzle pick. It doesn't obviously stand out to me as a great choice this game, but at the same time, you are running 2 frontline tanks in the Viper and the Centaur, so that could be a powerful ally for them. And it helps you push, but they don't really have a push. It feels a little odd. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe they go back for a Shadow Demon. If they do that, then it makes a lot more sense. Right. As for mYi, they've got probably their safe lane farmer and the Brewmaster. Their solo mid of the Death Prophet. Their support Scarth. They want another support here. Sand King's an option, or Shaker's an option. Some sort of stun to follow up the Skywrath would be nice. Get a little bit additional lockdown. What else could they go for? This is where I would love to have a way to see the heroes without screwing up the draft window. That's okay. I'm opening up another browser. Alright, so... Troll. Alright, this was not what I expected, but I like it. It doesn't really synergize with Death Prophet, right? Because the Troll ultimate does not help the ghosts attack faster. It just makes our auto attacks go. But, that being said, it's still really strong. You imagine a Brewmaster who's got a passive crit, decent right-click potential. smacking away as quickly as possible. That's really nice. And Exorcism as well as Battle Trance together will make for a great pushing combo. So I do like it there. The blind is not that great this game. I would say Troll Blind normally best against melee heroes, where you're more likely to be able to actually get them in range of the Whirling Axes. For the melee ones, of course, not for the ranged ones, which just give you the slow. So I would say that's something you'd love to have against like a Faceless Void, for example, or maybe even a PA. So I'm wondering if this is a Shadow Demon for BBC. Otherwise, I still find this Dazzle pick a bit curious. Normally when you'll see Dazzle is if a team has like an insanely good burst damage combo, but it's really more sustained damage for my Insanity. Death Prophet is sustained damage, Brewmaster is sustained damage. The only burst is Skywrath. Grave's also nice against lineups that, like, it's nice against lineups that roam really early at level 1. So the idea is basically, I guess that's something my Insanity kind of have with the Skywrath, where you know they could smoke it, so you just start with the TP on Dazzle. And especially if you're running a vulnerable mid, like a Shadow Fiend or something, but I would not consider Viper particularly vulnerable, to be totally honest. Okay, this makes more sense. Your Shadow Demon Dazzle. Classic Disruption into the Heal Bomb, into the Centaur Stomp. Very powerful killing potential here, and yeah, this can go aggressive tri-lane. In fact, I think it might. It can go defensive. As Mindstanding will ban out an Ember. So that could that would be a nice hero to run with this kind of combo. Basically, the idea being you have all the strong defensive capabilities. Stampede, all of Dazzle stuff, and Shadow Demon. Why not pick a carry that's normally squishy, but can do a lot if he's left unchecked? Ogre Magi now the final ban. And it'll be the MAPPO. But it's not for W33. It's for my Insanity. Oh, right. I can dig this. MAPPO with Troll Warlord. Now, I believe that the Troll Ultimate works on all the MeepOs. I'm like 95% sure on that. So that has a lot of synergy. That is a very potent duo. But who support this game? That's the big question. I guess it's a support MeepO? Huh. Okay. Well, we're going to find out soon enough. I've never heard of a support troll. I mean, to be fair, if you look at his abilities, I think he still brings a lot without getting tons of farm, but I feel like you still want the basics. You know, get your mech up or your treads, your BKB, just something so you can be involved in the fights. Alright. Alright, we're gonna rehost. And hopefully the players will join quickly. So, yeah. Not sure exactly how long this will take. I think one of them might have had to restart a PC or something. And, well, as soon as it's ready, we'll get underway. Yeah, no, we played Dota 2. Can that just be deleted from my options here? Volvo, please. That one I can't play with Volvo. As much as I might like to. That's 100% my fault, guys. Don't get me wrong. Alright, let's see. Players loading in fairly quickly. Nice. Nice. Is everybody getting hyped for ESL 1? I'm pretty excited. And I think we could just do an AP remake, honestly. I think that's fine. You know, I should probably screenshot the draft just to make sure there's no shenanigans. Yeah, I am still trying to wrap my head around that mYi draft, though. That is for sure. And that last pick was a Kunkka. I imagine it should be. BBC can't really level 1 rush very quickly. Okay, we're all good. Best of 3. Yep. Just waiting on BBC. Yeah, I'm excited for ESO 1. I hope I actually get to watch some of it, though. I think we have some... I gave myself the day off for ESL from casting the summit, so I could... so I could watch ESL. So, I made an executive decision. Yeah, there's a MAPPO in this game, but it is not the MAPPO that you're expecting. Oh, you know what? Do AP games work on tickets? Did they change something there? I'm a little worried that this won't be visible in the client. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, it is showing up. All right. Yeah, I don't know, because it didn't show the little ticket in the corner, but I guess that's because the draft was already... There is no draft. Whatever. Looks good. So, support MAPPO? Question mark? I guess so. I have no idea who plays the MAPPO. I have no idea if they're any good at the MAPPO, but we're going to find out soon enough. Yeah, I think the main obvious synergy here is just going to be the Troll Ultimate. The other big hero that really works well with MAPPO is Ancient Apparition. So, yeah, you get Chilling Touch on all the MAPPOs. That's pretty sweet. Not seeing anything along those lines here. He does tend to struggle a bit against Soul Catcher and just either incredibly good AoE or incredibly good burst damage. That's generally where you see your MAPPO struggle a bit. So, like, something like Chronosphere is really nice against him. In this particular game... They're more on the single target burst with the Soul Catcher, Heal Bomb, Centaur, Double-Edged Stomp combo. It's a pretty good stomp. Pretty good combination, and I think could be reasonably effective. Alright, let's run through our lineups now. Everything should be sorted. Hopefully no more issues for this game. I seem to be bad luck today. The Coddle Curse has been spread. Maybe it's gone from him. Maybe he's just given it over to me. And it will be that offensive tri-lane for BBC. Though it's not with the Centaur, it's actually with a Kunkka. That was their 5th pick. Levy will be on your Dazzle. Solitude handling your Shadow Demon. W33. Not playing the MAPPO this time around. He will be on the Kunkka. That puts Padrino onto the Centaur on the safe lane. And Hockey as the solo mid-Viper. And as for the Radiant side, you've got Lizard on your MAPPO. That puts Z-Maj onto the Brewmaster. Going solo mid will be Milan on the Death Prophet. Hatawa, your Scarlet Mage. And that does leave Grazine as the Troll. So, it's going to be a boots first support MAPPO. Interesting. We have seen the support MAPPO work for No-Tail, though I feel like it was too small of a sample size to really evaluate. I want to check, actually, what changed with this hero in this patch. That is one thing that I'm wondering. Do I have a second to do it? Maybe not. They got in for a Heal Bomb now. They've got 2 extra illusions. This will make the Heal Bomb even stronger. It could be very devastating if they catch anybody out. Now they rotate towards the bottom lane. Dazzle in the rear. Solitude in the front. Trotting towards Lizard. Now, MAPPO does have pretty good base armor. 4 armor right now. So not the easiest here to bring down, but that ain't going to help you too much against the Disruption. If you get the Heal Bomb off, there's still so much physical damage. It just kind of overwhelms you. They're going to tango through. They're going for the Brew anyway. Disruption's there to start. Torrent will be there to follow. Heal. Dazzle! Finding out Z-Maj. Well, he held the heal for a while. Got off a few extra auto attacks. I'm not sure if it's enough, though. One more. Salving up. He's going to live. Now the turn comes. Hitawa turns it. And they're feeding experience away now to a MAPPO. That's not what you want to be doing. And they're looking for more kills here. They do have a net ready. Earthbind cooling down soon. Chasing out Levy, but this is given time for the Shadow Demon to respawn. It's a bit of a chaotic bloodbath in the bottom lane as they'll find that counter kill there. Making a 1-for-1 exchange thus far, but we're not done just yet. Hang on to your hats, because we're going in deep. Lizard caught out, brought down. Panda just kind of watching this idly from the sidelines. Yeah, doesn't really want to go in. They can go in soon, though. They've got a disruption in 10. They're going to have to be careful. Oh, okay. The only change with MAPPO was just like a quality of life improvement for people who use certain hotkeys. So the change was that your boots clones, or your MAPPO's clones boots item slots now match. Man, that's a say that 5 times fast. MAPPO clones boot item slots now match whichever slot MAPPO Prime has his boots in. So basically, it means if you're used to having your boots in like your top middle slot or whatever, and you use a certain hotkey for that, it'll be there. And yeah, like I said, quality of life improvement. Really nothing beyond that. Now let's get our stats fixed. All right, I think we're finally back into the casts. Yeah, so your support MAPPO, not buying his own Sentry Wards though. Those were picked up by Hatawa. For now, they'll leave the Brewmaster to take some of the Slain farm. So all things considered, a 2-for-1 exchange in the end, but the first blood still going the way of the Radiant, making it a fairly even game thus far. Our solo matchups, we haven't talked about these much. Troll versus Centaur. I think actually a pretty good matchup for Troll. The blind makes a very annoying last hit. Centaur, unlike, like, say, a Tidehunter, doesn't have Anchor Smash or some sort of spammable spell to get his last hits with. Can be harassed from range. Troll is fairly durable as well, and with the blind, the Whirling Axes, he can trade fairly effectively with your Centaur. We'll be on his way to a quick level 6, while meanwhile in the mid lane, Milan is doing pretty well as well. Up against the Viper, still sitting at 11 and 2. Yeah, that Centaur is getting crushed. He's only 7 and 1, so doubled up in CS. Really struggling in general. As Levy starts to roam. Moving through the woods, Hatawa here to stack. They do have a Death Prophet, you can clear these out. Troll also pretty good for that. Brew is not bad either. They've got 3 cores that can all clear jungle stacks. So this will be an important point of contest, and well, it's being contested now. They've dropped down a ward to block any further stacks, and they're looking for the dive bottom lane, perhaps. Solitude in position, but it's not going to work here. Now they'll rotate around the safe way. Hatawa did not want to get caught by a smoke, so he wraps all the way around the jungle. Now he'll walk up the lane again. He's going to reconvene with Lizard. They'll set up shop here. Dropping a Sentry Ward. They've actually dropped a ton of Sentry Wards. I believe they thought this camp was warded, but it was actually just body blocked as far as I can tell anyway. Oh, you know what it was? They saw Levy place the Observer, but they didn't see exactly when he placed it, so they didn't realize it was up here, and they thought it was dropped in the camp instead. That must have been it. And now they're just going to find an illusion here. Oh, Levy's in trouble. He has not skilled up Shallow Grave. He's only level 2. Hatawa's going to chase him out with the illusions. Could probably go for kill. Oh, no. Never mind. A Wild Viper arrives, and yeah, suddenly when that Wild Viper appears, down you go. This does give your Death Prophet time to just spam out the waves, though. Keep up in terms of farm. Still doing reasonably well. Should get this entire wave, and yeah, we'll be 4 more creeps into our pockets as they work their way down on the bottom lane. Looking for the disruption, just can't quite get in range. That initial disruption. That's pretty funny, though. They dropped 2 Sentry Wards to deward a camp that wasn't even blocked. Or, well, sorry, they actually dewarded the first one, so I shouldn't say that. They dropped 1 Sentry Ward, wasted, but yeah, they already got off their initial stack here, so it's not the biggest deal. And getting on a little bit of farm. One thing with this support MAPPO is, MAPPO, as you should probably know if you've ever played there, is incredibly level dependent. They're going in bottom lane now. Sawtooth the disruption to start, but it's caught by the clap of the Brewmaster, bringing him quite low as they chase out Hatawa. Solitude, though, in trouble. The MAPPOs are spreading. They've now got a second one, and it's enough to force the rest of BBC back. W33 pursued by his own creation. The MAPPO mastermind taking a decent amount of damage here. That Crypt Swarm not connecting on Levy. One of backing off. So Lizard will now claim his Tranquil Boots, and from here I imagine just works his way towards an early Ags, or even just a Blink Rush might be the choice. I believe I saw him no-tail opt to skip his Aghanim Scepter when he's playing the support MAPPO for Fnatic. Though to be honest, I'm not really a MAPPO player myself, so not too familiar with those sorts of small decisions, and well, we'll just see what he wants to go for. If only Gods were here. Gods is actually having surgery. He's been very sick with a sore throat, and Not just any sore throat, like a recurring tonsil infection. Apparently, he may have an abscess of some kind. Good news is he's in for surgery, and well, we're all pulling for him here at BTS, and hopefully you guys are as well. Then he could do that damn cosplay once he's healthy, and we can all just move on with our lives. Especially us, especially all of us at BTS who weren't involved with that broken promise. Oh man, it still haunts us though. But yeah, let's get him healthy first. Meanwhile, top lane, Lizard and Hatawa on the move. Looking for Padrino here, trying to follow up this initial kill picked up by the troll earlier. Well, on the bottom lane, oh, they've gotten the disruption off. There's a split. He claps first, and he gets to the split. They're probably going to lose Levy for this. They will Stampede, but Boulder Toss will follow that Dazzle. Doesn't have a single point yet, and well, they didn't actually chase farther. Not really being micro during this time, just leaving the Earth Panda. Did he disconnect? Did I disconnect? Oh, finally logs out of Boulder Toss again. Huh? Did I miss something? Am I just laggy really badly? I'm not sure. It looked like he just disconnected or lagged or just something weird happened. Anyway, top lane, I'll jump on and kill off Padrino. So your Meepo's off to a pretty powerful start. Lizard, as a support Meepo, 8 minutes in, is level 4, getting close to level 5. It's not too far off of the double Meepos. That's the big thing for him. And the max poof. That's where you really come online. Rotating towards the middle lane, looking for the jump on Hockey, who's a bit far up the river. Oh, he's too far out. That Prophet even as a TP, this would not be a kill anyway. I'll try for it, but yeah, TP out will come, and now Lizard looking for Hockey. Backups inbound. Skyrath Mage is here. First net, wildly off the mark. Hockey may be able to turn this and kill up the Skyrath if they're not careful. Oh, they gotta be careful. Brew will rotate in. They'll clap for this as well, and then they silence the Dazzle. This prevents any sort of follow-up. Torrent, not enough. Oh, he couldn't heal. He doesn't have Grave skilled yet. He's really focused on this laning dominance with the Disruption heal bombs. But it's just not coming for him. And now the move back towards top. The one thing that obviously Meepo excels with as a ganker is he can gank and he can stack the jungle. Or he can just walk around the map, even ferrying items to your teammates with the main Meepo. There's all sorts of cute little tricks you can do. Check both runes. I suppose that makes support Meepo a little more relevant. We're going top lane now. Still haven't really seen the big team fight come out for mYi, but well, they're trying to fight against this troll. He's a bit too strong. This will require 4 heroes to bring him down. They had the TP and more double edge for Padrino. Nearly ends his own life in the process. But does end up getting the kill. And while that's happening in the middle lane, Milan is taking a tier 1. Will there be any sort of defense for this little attempt to? Boats on red at the ready. W33. Looking for those big plays. He does have no points in X though. So with no points in X, that's not going to happen. This will finally give a little breathing room to Zmach. He's struggled to find anything. Just looking for a simple Blink Dagger. That'll be coming soon. Another Observer Ward plants it down. They're trying to keep the jungle under control. You know, I mentioned their cores being able to farm the stacks, but the main reason being that, well, it is a support Meepo, so his levels are quite lacking, but he's finally going to get to the point now where he's 3 points of poof. And this is where, with the 2 Meepos out, you can start to farm the stacks very quickly. So, at 10 minutes in, they can begin to farm this stack. They are keeping this one warded off, though. Vulcan Bears. W33 will contest Zmach in the river. For some reason, that really makes me want to say ZSMJ. Just seeing that name. I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right. Oh, Hockey. That's not a good place to be. In the middle of nowhere in the river. Goes for the TP out. It's going to be close. Not enough, though. Ends up falling. This Viper has just not had a very good game for BBC. This is starting to give a lot of breathing room to mYi. Meepo up to level 7 all of a sudden. He's got the max poof online. And they just haven't done enough to punish this support Meepo pick. A bit weak at those first few levels, but you go much beyond that, and he's going to offer a lot. Fishing with the Torrent, but off the mark here. Zmach will be allowed to retreat behind the tower. His ultimate ready? Oh, he'll be able to use that if need be. As they go in top lane, looking for Grazine. They will find this troll, and he's a rather over-level troll, too. Level 9, so that will help out your Centaur a lot. Brings him onto parity with him, and the Shadow Demon gets quite a bit as well. What's it going to be item-wise? Okay, Lizard will rush an Aghanim Scepter. Nothing too exciting. The interesting thing with MAPPO, though, is there's pretty much no other hero where you'd rather get the Ogre Club first over the Poi Booster, but MAPPO is one of those heroes because he doesn't benefit from the plus HP or the plus mana on the illusion, so Silence will come out mid lane, still the Demonic Purge enough to pop off the Death Prophet. And they try to engage, but just can't get it close enough to do anything. mYi now forced to retreat out as W33 and Levy also beat a path back towards the bottom lane. This will give time for Pedrino to find his farm in the top lane. He's nearly got his own Blink Dagger. He's doing pretty nicely considering how the lane started for him. At one point it was getting doubled up on CS, but now it's much more even. Bounty run top for Zmaj. And a double damage bottom. The rune control will be only halfway there for the Radiant squad. And they're giving just so much space. I guess the one good piece of news is if you're going to run a MAPPO, one of the best heroes to punish him is probably Kunkka. One of the ways that MAPPO normally tanks up is his quite high base armor and just all the stats that he normally gets on the MAPPOs. But this MAPPO will be very vulnerable to cleave damage, which ignores armor, as there was a disruption mid that forces out the Brewmaster split to not much avail. They'll stampede and try and retreat out, but oh, Centaur caught up by an angry pack of MAPPOs with the troll at their side will end up falling. Yeah, and this was something I mentioned in the draft as well. Just the strength of this combination, the battle trance along with the MAPPO. Getting multiple heroes that additional attack speed, very, very potent combination. It'll be a buckler rush here for Grazine, so it'll be a fast mech. We'll give them some much needed armor, but still, Kunkka can be the hero that punishes this, if he gets his farm. He was the leader in net worth, not the case any longer. They're going to complete a mech of their own fairly soon. That's now being sent out to the Viper. That will help you a bit, but there's still so much magic damage on my Insanity. It's really a nice spread overall. Tons of magic damage, tons of physical as this game goes on from the Troll and the MAPPO. And the mid lane is going to drop. The tier 1 mid will fall. Now smoke appears as mYi make their way back towards mid, looking for the ambush. They've got eyes on Hockey. They may be able to jump this Viper, but he's not alone. He's got reinforcements. They'll want to bring in more. Lizard up in the top lane on his MAPPO. Oh, they're going to go in now. Levy walked up the cliff. That's a difficult location, but the boat comes through, connects on 2. Beautiful plays from W33. I'm on a boat, he says, and that'll be 3 down in the end. Easily claimed, while Levy tries to turn this one. Looking for Z-Mods, they'll stampede forward. X is there to greet him. Gotta be careful about that clap. Torrent. Well connected. That'll be a triple kill for Pedrino. 4 heroes falling. MAPPO lives to fight another day, though, and Acronyms is nearly complete. He's about to come online with... in fact, he's already got the 3rd MAPPO. Yeah, so he's about to come online with the 4th. And the levels are starting to go his way now. He's still level 10, but if this goes on much longer, he's going to really pull ahead. On the back of that engagement, they will manage to get down a good aggressive Observer Ward up here. So 1 ward dropped over here. This lane ward was placed earlier, about to expire. This will give them eyes on the MAPPO if he's off farming the Ancients, if he's rotating through the top lane, and if they spot too many heroes there, it could be an opening for BBC to try and sneak into the Roshan pit. But this might be time for an attacker-style Kunkka. Get your Rapier, your Blink Dagger, and yeah, Battle Fury will be the choice. Oh, Blink bottom lane. Clap will come through as well. Now the Stampede forced out. Kunkka just wildly running around in circles during that Stampede with the boat now deployed. He doesn't have a TP scroll, though. They might be able to chase him down as well as Hockey. Yeah, they're just going to converge on Kunkka. He ain't going anywhere. Slowed down by the Troll. Poofed on by the MAPPOs. They'll bring him down. Torrent. Not sufficient. And then they look for more. Pedrino getting the trade. As Zmaj got a little over-eager with the rest of his team. Wasn't able to follow up on that one. mYi will now just continue farming. Troll so picked up the early buckler, now is going back for a drum. Interesting build. And they'll lose their death prophet as well. Huh. Casual buckler is a good item, to be fair. I think it's a bit underrated in general. But mech is a great item, and it seems silly to go that far and then back off for something. It's not like he's getting something else big, you know, it's... I don't view this drums and troll as a game-changing item, per se. But for a support Meepo, it's a pretty damn fast Aghanim Scepter. 2-1 and 5, 17 minutes in. He's level 11 as well. We'll see Troll using his ultimate just to try and jungle a bit quicker, and it does have the low cooldown to support this. Otawa's really got to be careful though mid lane. Stampede will start this off. Viper Strike will follow it up. If he TP's out instantly, no, it's too late. W33. No, last hit will go the way of hockey. Balkan Bears strike back a bit. Just a slight gold swing, about 500, but they keep the lead here in net worth and in experience earned, which gets to Meepo. This guy is normally just like a sponge, just absorbs everything the map has to offer and keeps it for himself. The one downside, of course, is that it does drain his team a bit, and this supporting cast is rather greedy, to put it mildly. 5 position Scarith Mage is okay. I mean, still it's a hero that you really want to get your levels in. Some farm on would be nice, but yeah, these 3 cores all need a lot. So, I suppose we're going to see Meepo become more of the 1 position hero. This is going to be a tier 2 rooftop, probably traded for a Roshan. Interested to see if they give the Aegis to... I'm thinking Hockey is a decent choice, maybe Padrino. Okay, no. Here's option number 3. As they go on the top lane, onto Grazine. Doesn't have a teleport scroll. He'll pay with his life for this, almost for sure, until, well, maybe not. Blade Clap, trying to turn this one. They did Purge and do a lot of damage to the Death Prophet, who yules herself up in the air, trying to survive through this, but one cleave will bring her down. And now looking for more. They've lost their Death Prophet, they've lost their Troll. Boulder Toss is there, deftly dodged by a disruption from Solitude. BBC with the outplays, looking for more. They're going to bring down Seamach, Tri-Core fallen. I suppose your 4th core, maybe even your carry at this point, does live. Meepo now officially the leader in net worth for the team, but the tower even denied insult to injury. Do not feed the Kunkka. This is the hero that if he gets enough farm can just one-shot your Meepos. Just play attacker Dota style. Use your X on yourself, blink in, go for that one big cleave, and then they're just... The Meepo's probably just dead if he gets, like, say, a Daedalus and a Rapier. Of course, it is slightly risky, but we'll see if W33 opts to go that build. For now, I think we'll probably see the Daedalus come out first. See Majid mYi trying to hold the line here, and they're going to look for an X initiation, but they'll back up to the high ground, and the split push commences. Milan in the top lane, MAPPO's in the bottom lane, nobody at home to defend the base. So they're probably going to sack a tier 2. Oh, maybe not. They're going to throw out a Drunken Haze to start. Meanwhile, in the... Oh, yeah, Stampede. Looking for that first Meepo. He wanted to get the one that had already lost some HP. Lizard's other Meepo caught out, though, and won't be able to poof out easily with this Poison Touch stun. Initially. Oh, it's only level 1. Okay, didn't get the follow-up stun. Or might have been able to cancel that poof. Continuously just mYi spreading the map. Kind of looking to avoid team fights, and now Troll will go back for a mechanism. At the same time in the woods, we get Solitude caught out now. And so, along with that, W33 also caught out, but hits the turret of pretty much everyone throughout his boat. Sustains for a while, now they'll disrupt him. The HP is just not dropping for W33. Oh my goodness, this amount of durability is kind of overwhelming. Now they're going to even grave him to follow it up. This sets up a stop. It sets up a kill. But there's not much fallout for Padrino now. And still, W33 is surviving, maintaining his Aegis, fighting up against all odds. But it's to what avail. Like, his Aegis lives, but the rest of his team pretty much dead. Yeah, they'll lose Levy now. They just fed a double kill to the Meepo, who's now your leader in net worth. 9k net worth going his way. W33's Aegis is the lone prize to be claimed here. For BBC. Well, for those just joining us, it's only game 2 of a best of 3. BBC leading the set 1-0. It is an elimination match of the Summit EU qualifiers. Of course, the winner of this series moves on to play Lions, La Johns, Papa Johns, whatever you want to call them, Era's new team. And the winner of that will qualify for the main group stage. They'll play the round robin with the likes of Navi, Alliance, Tinker, Secret, Empire, so on and so forth. And they'll fight for that one guaranteed qualifier slot at the LAN finals. As well as perhaps a shot at becoming our redemption team. For those who bought the compendium only. Well, for those who bought the compendium, you get to have a say. Of course. Of course, you'll get to see the team regardless of whether or not you did. Your Battle Fury now in a W33. He is pretty big. And I do feel like a Kunkka that's fat enough can deal with the MAPPO pretty easily. But you gotta get there first. The main thing with that fight bit was it just seemed to be yeah, it's just getting the initial jump on with the Blink Dagger into the cleave. If they can achieve that, then he will drop quickly. That was just a very poorly organized fight middle lane that we saw earlier for BBC. They kind of went in one at a time. They used all their spells defensively in a magnificent symphony, but it was just for naught. Like, they weren't doing any damage during that time, just living. But living without purpose. They'll sneak and get an Observer Ward down here, and they'll set up a bit of a trap. And if this Centaur between the towers, this is a very difficult defense. But nobody's home. BBC. Not going to find anything here. And MAPPO now picks up a Blink Dagger and an Ultimate Orb to boot. He's starting to snowball a bit. Expect to see that Eye of Scotty very soon. At the rate he's going. And it could be a Hex Rush, I suppose, as well. Actually, might more likely be a Hex, but yeah, either way. A big item for MAPPO is on the move, and once he gets this will Hex in particular would really punish your Shadow Demon. And your Dazzle. Just that instant disable, preventing them from using their defensive capabilities. Can lead to some easy pickoffs. In good news, though, Padrino has picked up a Crimson Guard. I think this is a fantastic item on MAPPO as he goes and connects with a Stomp on quite a few targets, but there's not much follow-up for this. And now they're pursued out. They've underestimated the durability of this squad. Mystic Flare tried to turn that one. Levy going for the TP out, but too many stuns, too much lockdown. He'll end up falling. The MAPPO parade continues. W33. Known MAPPO extraordinaire, getting crushed by his own. Well, technically not him, but his team certainly is. He did manage to take down a tier 2 top during that time, so it's not the worst trade in the world. But still, the gold swing overall is better for mYi. They'll take a secondary tower here bottom lane. 2 towers in exchange for 1. I believe the mid tower was already down. Yeah, I think they just got this tier 2 top. And that's nearly your slight device. And now Hockey's dying to the MAPPO. This is a 4-position MAPPO, just running around the map, solo killing enemy cores with ease. Lizard is making BBC look silly. Ridiculous. The solution for BBC is I honestly want to say it's just to go late, but mYi have a lot of other core heroes that scale. That can be an issue through the mid game, but if this goes long enough, I'm really not sure that they have the edge. Go running this Dazzle, Shadow Demon Tri-Lane, you just expect to get a lot of kills. Max the heal first, and even level up Shallow Grave is only now maxing that. Still doesn't have any points of Poison Touch, which isn't that unusual, but the plague is upon them. It's the best kind of plague, the MAPPO plague. There's no known cure. I gotta say, Lizard is showing why he belongs at the top of those EU leaderboards, though. 6-1 and 7. And obviously, keeping a CS up was a MAPPO, you'd expect that. But the attacker Kunkka build will begin to come online now. Blink Dagger secured for him. So W33. He'll dish out more damage. He'll need a lot more than this, though. You're still looking at probably needing a Daedalus. Probably 2 Daedalus and a Rapier, I would say. if this goes long enough to have any confidence in solo killing that MAPPO. Or even bringing him down low with the cleave. The main one's already sitting on 1890 HP. Levy, unable to cancel TP in time. He does find a MAPPO here, but tread carefully. That's the one that's carrying the Hex as well. And they poof out to the bottom lane. We're out of here. It's like a very soothing sound, you know, just hear those little pitchforks smacking. I quite enjoy it. And he just poofed up. Alright, let's try this again. Back into the pit we go this time. Lizard, I think quick casted his poofs and just quick casted on the wrong one. Anyway, they'll take their Aegis in a matter of seconds. So it's a Death Prophet Troll MAPPO lineup. That has got to be one of the fastest rush lineups out there. Remember, all these MAPPOs get that attack speed. I'm pretty sure about that. And his farm accelerates now up to 2,300 gold. Looking good here for mYi as they look to stave off elimination and force it to side game 3. This Kunkka is rather underwhelming to this point. It's a battle of kind of the pub star style builds. It's really fitting for what is a pub star matchup. Now the Hex comes out, but they were waiting for Lizard. Maybe Lizard was waiting for them. He's got reinforcements here. They need a shallow grave fairly soon to fight this one out. The cleaves, it's enough just to pop the Aegis though. That's round 1. Here comes round 2. Silence, boat. Oh, it hits on pretty much everyone. They need a stomp to follow this up though. They'll need a double edge as well. Poofing forward. Help Levy. Save your Dazzle. He'll save himself. Now they get disrupted. They're fighting up against the army. The onslaught. It's not enough in the end. The Centaur Crimson Guard is the MAPPO counter. They'll bring him down. A lot of golden experience going against him now. And in this patch, that is the big downside to MAPPO. A snowball hero, as our Dazzle barely, or our Shadow Demon barely able to retreat out, who tends to get a huge streak and then tends to give it back the other way. Can cost you pretty heavily. Yeah, and you can see with the buyback there, the graph really dips against them. Still, though, it's not like he was very close to another core item. I'll have a quick pause. Oh my goodness, things are getting spicy. I am really liking this lineup to kind of deal with the MAPPO. I'm not sure if it's what they intended because MAPPO was picked up fairly late in the draft, but having so many ways to kite him and just wait him out is really impressive. Stampede's not the best if he gets off his nets, but still pretty decent. Stomp is fantastic, and AoE stun that's likely to hit multiple heroes. Same for the boat, of course, keeping your team alive for longer thanks to the Cocoa Rum of the Admiral, and then the Torrent stun as well. It's a lot of lockdown. Not to mention, they're running fairly tanky cores in general, especially your Centaur and your Viper. And then they've got Disruption, Heal, Dazzle Ultimate. All of these things just to kind of stall and withstand the initial barrage of auto attacks and nukes, so... Yeah, all things considered, I think it's one of the better drafts to deal with a fat MAPPO. But he is still... To be fair, he also got completely caught out of position, lost his Aegis to start, and the rest of the team didn't arrive until he had basically died a second time. And they were fighting without Exorcism. Like, it looked okay for BBC, but don't get carried away. They still have a lot of work left to do. And we'll see W33 taking advantage of that X marks the spot on yourself to get really aggressive. That was the big change... a patch ago was it lasts twice as long on allied heroes, so including the Kunkka can waltz all the way out, blink forward. I mean, I'm trying to think exactly how much rage you can get. It's got to be over 2k that he can move on his own with ease before going back. And that's not even with a max X, that's only a level 3x. So he'll get 2 more seconds to work with there as soon as he maxes it out. I still think Kunkka can be the answer, though. The MAPPO Slayer. I believe he just needs more. Needs the Daedalus. Maybe 2. Needs the Rapiers. For now, he kind of tickles. But yeah, Crimson Guard is also quite nice against the MAPPO. Have a bunch of individuals that do... I don't think it's a full solution by any means, but obviously... You know, it's not like you have one hero that hits really hard with right-click, like say a Shadow Fiend. You've got 5 that hit reasonably hard, And therefore, Crimson Guard is going to block a lot of that incoming damage. Not counting the passive from the MAPPO, you're blocking 80% for 40 damage, just with the passive block, and then 100% to block 50. So that's about half of the MAPPO's incoming damage every auto from each MAPPO. Of course, that doesn't count Geostrike, which does do a decent chunk over time. 5 Geostrikes, like 130, 140 damage per second. They'll use up this Kunkka in the air, and that's going to prevent his X from bringing it back to safety. Oh, W33! Outplayed hard, my friend. Then the silence catches too. They'll lose Solitude as well. The mYi were so ready for that one. Yeah, not going back to your X when you're Yulzed, and will pay with his life. And they'll look for more. Levy caught up by a clap. They won't even need to do much else to cancel this TP. They'll just leap forward, and with those kills, it's a buyback check time. What do we got here in the Dire? Only a Kunkka buyback. They'll lose the tier 2 mid. I think they're losing lane over X for this. Exorcism still ready. Glyph is up at the same time, though. Our teamfight recap is giving us interesting data, though I don't believe very accurate for the whole fight. Chasing out Grazine. Now he's been Viper struck, but they're going to go in even further. Stomping onto him, trying to commit to kill off this Troll Warlord, but he's pretty tanky. And after that initial barrage of spells, there's just not much left. Then the Brew Split comes through. And although they can live through this for a time with the Crimson Guard, it's only for a time. Then they'll fall in the end. The Ghosts continue to just pummel the rest of BBC. And now the MAPPOs have arrived, slapping and chopping away with their what look like puny shovels, but it's actually a masterful display of strength. They'll brain down Hockey as well. Your Viper is going to die back. He's graved to what end? To no end. Can't even kill off the one. Oh, it's over now. The rats are into the base. These little weasel creatures, whatever a MAPPO is. I don't even know what they are. They're looking for a jump back in, though. They're going to poof everybody out. They'll send Blizzard strolling back to base. Oh, they'll leave the one behind. They'll leave the healthier MAPPO. And they'll keep on chucking in. They don't have an Exorcism any longer, but as soon as these MAPPOs get home to heal, they'll be in great shape. The Shadow Demon poison, though! Oh, he underestimated the Shadow Demon stacks. That max ranks poison. It does so much damage. Close to 4 digits, I believe, if you get a Soul Catcher on them as well. That's insane. So they hold the line for now. But in the end, it's still a massive swing, as you can see. 2 for 2 with a dieback then coming for the Viper, so that makes it basically a 2 for 4 at that point. That is a costly engagement overall for BBC. And crucially, their Kunkka is just not getting his farm. To me, if they're going to win this, they have to have an ultra-fat Kunkka. And it's just not going to happen at this rate. They'll pick up a Vlad's now in their brew, so they get even more armor and lifesteal to work with for these MAPPOs. Great pickup when you're running the hero. Any sort of auras are great. The popular build on MAPPO before the Ags upgrade was introduced, like way back in Warcraft 3 Dota 1, it was often the mech rush for him. Sometimes you'd see Vlad's Assault Cuirass afterwards, just basically stacking auras because obviously you get 5 times the benefit of the aura, more or less. Like there's a few things you don't get from the items. Potentially you don't get the attack speed that only the main Assault Cuirass holder will carry, but still you get most of the benefits of these aura items. So that used to be the very go-to build, but nowadays with the stat sharing improvements on Aghanim Scepter, as well as the fact that the Aghanim Scepter exists in the first place, and just a better understanding of the hero Blink Dagger having 0 mana cost, people really getting into the nitty-gritty of how to chain poof, like it's become a totally different way of playing MAPPO. Still though, the hero really benefits from ours, so yeah, you might not want to build them on the main MAPPO, he's very slot starved, but you could definitely look to build them on your supports or your utility heroes, so that's where I love this Vlad's pickup on Brew, and it does make sense at that point to have the drums on Grazine. I wasn't entirely sold on the pickup still just because it delayed the mech, but now that he has both, I think he's in good shape, and yeah, they're looking pretty good right now. But this is kind of their window where they want to shine. Before the Kunkka gets farmed. Just a Battle Fury Blink Dagger now. Not that scary. But that could change. They were looking for the Yul's mid, I think. They had the Death Prophet a bit farther back. They're going to show the Panda as well as the Death Prophet in the lane, and this should surprise no one that the rest of the team's here. You look at the Dire Vision right now, they don't see much. They're going to head towards their own H's, but the ping came out. And I'm wondering if we might even see them initiate. Oh, they found out Padrino now. They slow him down, but they need an actual stun to prevent him from stampeding out. And they turn on Grazine. Where are the Meepos? We need some Meepos in the house. Lizard's coming in. Look for the poofs momentarily. Not just yet. Mystic Flare to go through on Hockey. And then just shreds the Dazzle. Oh, chop, 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 chop. Chop, chop, chop. Yep, down he goes. Easy, easy kills. Not much he could do. Solitude on the run. Boulder Toss will follow him all the way back to the tier 3s. Oh my god, did you see those little knives just poking him? Oh, all 5 of them. Death by 1,000 cuts, Meepo style. That's what it's all about. Now Padrino will fall here. They'll lose their 3rd for this, and yeah, even through the Crimson Guard, it's simply insufficient. And the Meepos are also still in the move, while W33 desperately leads them on a wild goose chase. Blizzard's still chasing him out, and they say, screw it, man. We're into the base. We can get our first slate of racks here. We can go for 2. We could probably go for the GG. And now I'm wondering if we get the one-upsmanship, the brinksmanship from BBC, where they say, oh, you think you have a good Meepo, Lizard? That's okay. We have the #1 overall ranked player on the leaderboards in the world in W33, and we're going to run a Meepo of our own. That would really be some high-stakes play. Or they could just, you know, play better in the early stage and maybe not let the Meepo snowball so much. But he is definitely one of those heroes that if you let him get even slightly out of control, it becomes very difficult to deal with him later on, and it's certainly been showcased this game. Yeah, just for the record, they did use a Centaur buyback in that fight. That was the one. The expenses were pretty intense. Lizard will just throw out a casual net towards the Russian pit, just a little bit of a foray here, doing some expeditionary scouting, as Padrino will also rumble through the river and then thinks better of it, rotates back up the hill. I suppose this is the point where you say the good news is that Lizard is about to be 6-slotted. He's got room for BOTs, 1 more item. That's pretty much it. I mean, I suppose there's some room for, you know, trying to run your like 7-8 slotted Meepo, but the hero already requires so much micro and precision that it's not like a Naga where you can kind of just very casually move your illusions once and then be able to focus on. And you're also committed into fights with Meepo, whereas with Naga you're really not. So they'll find a net on 2 to start this off. Padrino and Hockey caught out, and then they jump in with Grazine. Get the bashes to start off, bashing him quite a bit here. In fact, as the Death Prophet goes in with Exorcism, just starts shredding Padrino, and the Meepos were at W33 was graved, but just not enough. Even with that cleave, he just lives through it. No, he TP's out. He manages to survive. The rest not going to be so long. You know, Padrino, Solitude, everyone beat overrun by an army of rat men. These Meepos have no mercy. They're relentless, and they've learned how to carry weapons too. And they're jumping in further. They're looking for more. Blizzard with the net onto 1, going back for Hockey. This could be a... No, actually, no, it wasn't a dieback, but Hockey will end up going down, it looks like. Trying to force stab away, still the Meepos keep on surging. A GG! W33, death by his own sword. Cut down by the Meepo onslaught. We go to a deciding game 3 now, and the question that's on my mind, do we see W33 play the Meepo? Do we see it banned? Or do we maybe see it picked up again by my insanity? For the answers to those questions and more, guys, you're just going to have to stick around. The Summit 2 by G2A.com continues in just a few moments. Of course, I'm LD. You can follow me on Twitter at LDDota. We shall return momentarily for our deciding game number 3. Don't leave your seats.